Hello everybody and welcome to an episode of Consigned! Exclamation point. I had a large submission from a local client. Pretty big, so instead of unboxing, I decided to just weed out the stuff that either wasn't super interesting or I didn't have anything to talk about with it. I'll go pretty quick because it's a large number of items. So let's get right into it. First up, got a Titleist hat. Now, Titleist is a high-end brand, but it's also sold at Target, so be a little picky when you find it. What's nice about this is it's Titleist, but a Gophers side patch on it. That'll make it a more unique item and more likely to be sold. National champions Gophers. When I first started 5 years ago, 2003, Gophers item wouldn't sell for a whole lot. So we're talking 2013, it was about 10 years old. Now that we're about 15 years old, the stuff is drying up, sells very well. And I found that to be true when you're at 10 years and under. You can still find stuff after 10 years. It starts drying up, prices start going up. A Minot State hat. I love small schools. I've never had an item from this school, so happy to get that. Very happy to get this. This looks to be a Will Clark Stadium giveaway, but it's sweet. It's got an embroidered signature down here. It's got the side Clark. Got a crazy underbill. I haven't looked this up, but I gotta imagine that this is something people like a lot. Who doesn't like the thrill? Small school, dead stock. That's always good. Alright, now we're on to apparel. Let me move these hats out of the way. Alright, Alabama. They don't look like they're slowing down. I don't see any reason not to grab Alabama stuff, as long as it's priced well. And this is a great pick. This is a Gophers sweatshirt. My favorite sweatshirt brand, which is Consigned. It's my opinion, they literally made the best sweatshirts ever made. This is one of their designs. This was pretty common where they had a design where they did color block on the sleeves. So we have an embroidered sweatshirt. Let's say it's a generic embroidered sweatshirt. I'd be asking 25 shipped for it, or probably 30 shipped. I'll be asking probably 50 on this one, just based on the fact that it's higher quality. It's Consigned, which is really starting to dry up. It has the color block sleeves. All those things add to double the price. So if you're out in the wild and you find Consigned and it's halfway reasonable, grab it. Randy Moss. Moss is drying up quite a bit, so always happy to get Moss or Chris Carter or Robert Smith. Vintage San Jose Sharks, still very popular. Was extremely popular in the 90s. They were expansion team. Aaron Rodgers jersey, screen print, very good condition, no cracking on it, so that'll sell well. Here's something to talk about. So here is a pullover. It's a weird item. It's a pullover sweatshirt to look like a jacket. Edina. So for those who aren't local to Minnesota, Edina is the wealthy area in the Twin Cities. I have noticed that if you find particularly nice items from the wealthy schools, the high schools, they still sell pretty good, and you can usually price them up a bit. The larger schools, the ones with a couple thousand kids, those nicer items do well even if it's not in a particularly wealthy area. North Dakota Sioux. A big logo would sell better than the script, but the Sioux sells better than the new name of the school. Falcons? Eagles? I can't remember what the new name is. Okay, so it's my first Oxford. What's really cool about this is got a cool flag on the side. These little attributes onto items actually the selling points. You know, really feature them in your listing. But otherwise, it's pat, embroidered. I'm curious. I've never had an Oxford item, but in the past, Ivy League has sold very well, so I expect that to sell actually pretty quickly. Minnesota Lynx, but this would be a Pride, maybe a stadium giveaway or maybe a stadium release. Um, Most likely will do well. I've only ever had one other Pride item. It was St. Louis Blues, had a rainbow side panel on a hat. I think I got 80 for it, so which is more than what you would usually get on a stadium giveaway. MIT, so another Ivy League. These T-shirts don't sell for a lot, but they sell fast. So I'll probably get 15 to ship, but I'll probably sell in the next 30 days. I'm gonna say Roy Williams. Cowboys again. It's not a rare jersey, but it's no cracking, no graphic loss. As long as you're into it, 5 to 7, and it's clean, you won't lose money. The Chauncey Billups, Denver, Denver Nuggets stuff. Who am I thinking of? Carmelo Anthony. They made a ton of Carmelo Anthony stuff. Look it up before you buy it. Be incredibly price sensitive. It does sell, but it doesn't sell for very much. Make sure that you're not overpaying if you want to even pick it up. This is nice. This is a Pat Williams jersey. I've never had one of these before. So this likely, who's a defensive lineman, likely not a whole bunch of them were made and sold. Good chance that might be a $75 jersey. Here we go. We got a practice jersey for Wisconsin Stout. With a small school. If this was a Gophers practice jersey, I couldn't really make a claim on it. You'll see that stuff sold at retail. Because it's Stout, it's likely this was team issued. You wouldn't go into Stout's bookstore and have them sell practice jerseys because they, nobody's following the Stout basketball team as a fan outside of the school. So that was probably team issued, so pretty cool. Sean Alexander, again, nice clean jersey, no damage to the graphics, no cracking, no graphic loss, so always good. Alexander's a very common jersey though, so my guess it'll be 20. A Badgers football jersey. The thing with these football jerseys, if you want to make a little bit more money on them, or potentially make a lot more money on them, there's no one place to go where you're going to get your answer right away, but it's worth Googling. So in this case, I would Google Wisconsin Badgers number 28. I wouldn't even put football, I would just say number 28. And I would search the images and I would see what popped up. If I can identify an NFL player who wore this number, put that in the listing, it'll make the jersey sell that much quicker. Even if it's not, actually that's not true. Even if it's not a professional player. So if he was, think of a good example. I'm not going to think of a good example. I'm trying to think of a player that was popular but didn't get into the NBA. I'm thinking Sam Jacobson, but he got drafted by the Lakers. But let's say he didn't, but you found his number on a Gopher jersey. That would still be a very good jersey to note in the listing and put his name in there. People are looking for him, and it's a good way to continue to sell it. This is a jersey, I don't know. My client actually sent me a picture of this, and I don't remember the team name, but I do remember that it sold very well. Black Keys, so more music. I need music, so I'm happy. Now this one's cool. I always like it when stuff gets dated. So now what's interesting about this is Central Division champion. I do not like, I'm trying to figure out the best way of saying this. I don't like items that say that they're champions in a division if they didn't actually win the championship. The exception to that is when it's really old. 92 would be just fine for an exception. Not only that, has the rib size. It's a very high quality sweatshirt and a very nice graphic. So this will still sell very well. But if we're doing even as late as 2009 Central Division champion for the Vikings, unless it was a particularly nice item, we didn't win the Super Bowl, the market's not going to be clamoring for that because you won the Central Division. So that's my personal opinion. I'd love to hear if somebody else sells them a lot and says, hey man, I sell Western Division wild card winner stuff all the time. That would be great to know. This very nice sweatshirt, Maine Blackberries. It's kind of a no-name brand, but 2XL. Bigger sizes sell better, and you usually get an extra, 20% for 2XL and bigger. This is good. This SPCA, animal rights stuff. The people who are way into that stuff, they have money, and they like to walk around demonstrating that they love animals. So that should probably be a very quick sell. It was also a sewn patch script, so very classic design. And the last item, this great Adidas hoodie. It's a newer release, but then on the back, I haven't done any research on it. On the back has that great vertical script, and then this must be a reference to release 1987, so it must be a reference to a specific shoe release. So I'll definitely want to do the research on what shoe this is, if it's in reference to a specific shoe. If I can identify that and put that in a listing, it'll sell very quickly. I am at 13 minutes, so I'm going to stop this very quickly. Thanks for watching, and I'll be back with another video soon.